I am Leanne Overman from Paradise, Montana, and I've been a family friend of the Hill family for over 30 years. Ma Hill was one of my best friends for a better part of 30 years. She was a pioneer of her time. She believed in equal rights for men and women. Back then, women were supposed to be home, barefoot, and pregnant. Ma broke out of that mold. At 14, Ma went to school, worked, and took care of her parents. She worked and saved, and eventually she acquired the ranch. Blood, sweat, and tears. She was the first woman to build roads in the backcountry in western Montana. She ran a D9 Cat. She had her own logging crews here in Alaska. She was the first woman outfitter in the state of Montana. She owned a bar, put on rodeos. She picked mushrooms and berries to make extra money. She hayed and took care of the ranch and raised a passel of kids. You had the choice to go with her or stay home. There was never a dull moment on her adventures, far or near. Didn't always know where you were going or when you were coming back, and that was part of the adventure. It was a harder life back then. Ma never spent any money on herself. She always took care of the ranch and other people. She spoke her mind. She never mixed words. What you see is what you got with Ma. She could rip some ass when she felt like it, or there was a need. She had friends from all walks of life, millionaires, governors, you and me. Most people loved her, some hated her. She did whatever it took to survive. She lived and worked in a man's world, which was hard to do back then and even now. She was bigger than life when she walked in a room. She had an air about her. She was never better than anyone, but was damn sure as good as any man. She never believed she was a beautiful person, but she was. Ma was a diamond in the rough. And she never knew that. She was a strikingly beautiful in stature and on the inside. Some men didn't like her because she did everything they did and probably better. She had a rough exterior at times to protect herself and to survive, but she had a heart of gold, and she loved everyone. The Forest Service didn't much care for her. They knew that she was good at what she did. She was a force to be dealt with. She spent more time in the woods than most people in a lifetime. So they went out of their way to put roadblocks in front of her, but it never slowed her down. I believe it was a group of people that didn't like her and the boys. The Forest Service was made to manage the natural resources for the people, but there's some that believe they own the land, when the land belongs to the people of this country. I had the pleasure to spend time with Ma, fishing, hunting, camping, working on the ranch, long drives in the mountain, laughing, joking, and getting advice when needed. Ma was a great cook. I missed the cold days of hunting, coming in Ma's house, getting warm and dried off next to the wood stove, having a stiff cup of coffee that would put hair on your chest, having a great dinner and talking about the day's events. I miss my friend. If I can be half the person Ma was, I'm good with that. I've worked in the man's world part of my life, so I know a little bit of what she went through. It's not easy. When I've been told I couldn't do something as good, that gave me more drive to do it better. There's nothing I cannot do. Jack of all trades, master of none. And just through the years, like I said, there was a group of people that didn't like the family, and it's not supposed to be like that. One time, me and my husband was in Billy's yard out visiting, and 5 or 6 days later, we were given a ticket where we had been camped at. We always had a great big elk camp, had it for years, and always took really good care of it during the hunting season. And there was people down below us that had camped for a couple of months. Never, they were never bothered. But the fact that they figured out that we were friends with the Hill family, they came in and gave us a ticket. Isn't it easier to work with people than to spend a whole lifetime trying to destroy them because you believe they are different? And that's what I think. Everybody should get along and try to work together and instead of trying to tear everybody down because they're different and have a different lifestyle.